Good evening, folks. This is Deb Delapiana, and we're back to those shut the fuck ups again. I got a million of them, but I only have 10 minutes, so let's get going here with this. We're going to start off tonight's shut the fuck up with one of my all-time favorites, Rand Paul. So last night, when I get home from work, Dave sent me a text saying that I had to be ready because Rand Paul has announced that he's got an important announcement tomorrow, which would mean today. So Rand said that, he's been quiet through all of these, debates with the GOP. He's kept his mouth shut through the primary cycle, and he just can't keep his mouth shut anymore. So, of course, everybody's, talking about how, he must be throwing his hat in the ring to run. Well, no, it's better than that. Today, Rand Paul announced his very important Never Nikki campaign. And he also stated that he's very impressed with RFK Jr. and Vivek Ramaswamy, which speaks volumes about his brain power. Because between RFK Jr. and Vivek Ramaswamy, they do not have two little gray cells to rub together. But then again, neither does Rand Paul. But as far as his Never Nikki, he can shut the fuck up, because Rand Paul is always Trump, no matter who he says he's impressed with. And the fact of the matter is, it's never going to be Nikki anyway, and it's never going to be Ron DeSantis, and it's never going to be Vivek Ramaswamy, and it's never going to be RFK Jr., because it was always going to be Donald J. Trump, criminal mastermind at large. And Rand Paul knows that, and he's just grandstanding. So Rand Paul, shut the fuck up, okay? Really, you're not that important. No one gives a shit what you think. Number two, let's move right along here to another Trump favorite, Laura Loomer. Now, yes, she's that crack-headed blogger. Yep, she is, but she did run for the House twice and lose twice, in spite of the fact that she was endorsed by Donald Trump. Laura Loomer is a conspiracy theorist to the max. There is just no two ways about it. And she has also got the Nikki fever. So listen to this one. This was a post she made on Thursday night. We all know Nikki Haley has a lot of friends in the defense industry and military-industrial complex. She's losing in Iowa, and now Iowa is set to get hit with a once-in-a-decade blizzard as Donald Trump is set to dominate the Iowa caucus. Is the deep state using HOP to rig the Iowa caucus? Oh, no. Looks like weather manipulation to me. Take a look at this weather radar below and how the incoming snowstorm accelerated out of nowhere. Hold on a minute. Laura, it's Iowa. It's winter. And there's global warming. But Nikki Haley is not manipulating the weather. Honest to God, you would fucking think by now that people would be over all of this blithering idiocy from the GOP and their enablers. Shut the fuck up, Laura. Go run for office again. You'll lose, but at least it'll keep you occupied. Governor Abbott, who right now is running neck and neck with Ron DeSantis for the worst state in the union. We all know he put those great little floats out there in the Rio Grande to chop people up as they come across, just to dissuade them or slow them down. But I want you to know that the great Governor Abbott, who himself sits in a wheelchair, by the way, he is disabled. But Governor Abbott is such an empathetic soul, isn't he? Yeah, he's about as empathetic as a fucking rattlesnake. So this is what he said. He's assured everybody that he's using every tool that can be used to keep migrants out of his state. And he then went on to say, quote, "The only thing we're not doing is we're not shooting people who come across the border because, of course, the Biden administration would charge us with murder." What a guy, huh? Apparently, the esteemed governor of Texas doesn't consider gunning down immigrants trying to cross into Texas as murder. What would they call that? Self-defense? Would he call it self-defense? It's murder, Governor Abbott. And yes, you would be charged with that, and rightfully so. But for the people who are defending Governor Abbott, they can shut the fuck up too. And as far as Governor Abbott is concerned, I got one thing to say to the people of Texas. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. You could have had Beto O'Rourke. It's a damn sight better than Governor Abbott, who spends his time doing absolutely nothing but oppressing people. He's like Ron DeSantis. Okay? They could have put Governor Abbott in The Walking Dead. He would have been a perfect foil for the good guys. And now, in closing, let's talk about, should we talk about Mike DeWine here? Is that a guy we want to talk about? Let's see, am I missing anyone? Oh, wait, no, let's go here. We'll save Mike DeWine for another day. Let's talk about Fox News and Jesse Waters, a real example of somebody who has a serious problem. Jesse Waters is not a reporter. He is crazy, all right? Jesse Waters, and just in case you think Fox learned anything by that big loss, you know, in that lawsuit where they, I don't know how many millions of dollars they lost for lying, they're still lying. So Jesse Waters has a primetime show. He says, I mean, I like her music. She's all right. But I mean, have you ever wondered why or how she blew up like this? But according to him, the Pentagon is using Taylor Swift as a psy-off to help the Biden administration promote its agenda and swing voters to the left. You got to be kidding me, right? So let me just tell you something. I'm not a big Taylor Swift fan. I don't really like her music. I think she's overrated. But I'll tell you what's got everybody on the right all up in arms. It's the fact that she's registering her generation to vote. And they know her generation, at least not the people that go to listen to her sing, they're not going to vote Republican. That's what's got the Republicans all in a twist. It's got their underwear all wrapped up tight around their little whatever they got under there. And they're really struggling with Taylor Swift. But let me just tell you something. You know what? I was a fan of another woman musician, another woman singer who was the queen of rock in the 70s and out-earned all the men and was everywhere, 6 times on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Everywhere. I traveled from the West Coast to the East Coast to see her. Her name was Linda Ronstadt. And in all the years that I paid attention to politics, in all the years I've paid attention to the nuts in the GOP, I never once heard anyone call Linda Ronstadt a psyop. This shows how far the Republican Party has gone in terms of its mental illness. Taylor Swift is big because she's popular among her age bracket. This is her time. This is what happens. They struggle for years to get to this point, and then their careers take off. This is what happens. It's the way it works. Taylor Swift is not a psyop, okay? And Taylor Swift, while I do not like her music, I am firmly behind her politics. And you know what? What the hell is wrong with registering people to vote? Just because you can't find any musicians on your side of the aisle to register people to vote, that's not our fault. So Jesse Waters, go on and continue to pretend you're a newsman. You're really what you are, is you're a conspiracy theorist working for a news network that's a propaganda outfit. Have a nice night. I'll see you guys later.